Hello students and welcome to Chapter 1, Lesson 1. This is 5th grade Go Math. Today's lesson is on place value patterns. Our essential question that we're working with today is how can you describe the relationship between two place value positions? And this brings us to our first vocabulary word, which is place value. So in your notes, go ahead and highlight that. That one is important. We're going to be using that word place value over and over again as we continue through Chapter 1. Place value is the value of each digit in a number. So, for example, if I had the number 5,280, I want to find the value of the 5, the 2, the 8, and the 0. So I'm going to set my notes up just like this. Well, in 5,280, I have 5 thousands. The 5 represents 5 thousands. The 2 represents 2 hundredths. The 8 represents 8 tenths. And the 0 represents 0 ones. Let's think back to representing numbers using models. Okay, so in my class we have these green blocks. They look like this, and they're square shape. And hopefully we're recognizing what that little square means. And then this taller rectangle colored in. And then this large flat square. And then this cube. Okay. The first one, the small little tiny square filled in, that represents the ones. Our filled in rectangle represents the tens. A large filled in square represents hundredths. And the large cube is thousands. Next, we're going to create a chart in our notes. If you're needing to turn the page in your math notebook, please label this 1.1 continued. And I'm going to make a little chart just like this. And I have some given numbers. My given numbers are 15, 27, 48, and 106. In my second column, I'm going to write 10 times that number. In my third column, I'm going to do 1/10 of that number. And I'm using my given numbers written here in black. So again, my given numbers are 15, 27, 48, and 106. Now, when we are doing 10 times each number, there is a trick. We can take the given number, so 15 was our given number for the first time, and then we add a 0 on the end of it because 15 times 10 equals 150. So we can show that trick by just adding the 0 on the end. The same thing we can do for 27. We take that original number 27 and we put the 0 behind it for 270. 27 times 10 is 270. It's also going to work for 48 and 106. 48 becomes 480. 48 times 10, 480. And last, we have our largest number, 106. It still works. I'm adding my 0 on the end, and I now have 106 times 10, which gives me 1,060. Now think, if this was 10 times, what might 1/10 look like? And there is a trick to finding 1/10 as well. So let's do 15 first. We can take our original given number, 15. In a whole number, there's always an imaginary decimal after the last number, and this is for whole numbers. So we have 15 and then a decimal point. We can take that imaginary decimal point and we're going to move it over one place to the left, and that would be 1.5 is 1/10 of 15. Let's try 27. So I have my 27, and my decimal point is behind the 7 because this is a whole number, and I'm going to move it one place over, 2.7. Same thing for 48. Moving my decimal one place over, and I have 4.8. Let's do 106. Moving my decimal one place over, now I have 10.6. So notice that common trend. 10 times we're moving our decimal point to the right, we're adding that 0. 1/10 we're moving our decimal point to the left. So 10 times your number is getting larger, 1/10 your number is getting smaller. This has been 1.1 of Go Math, Place Value and Patterns.